Hey everyone, and welcome to another video with the Farmer's Wife. Today's video is going to focus on how easy it is to have chickens in town and how beneficial it is to you and your family, especially if you're a chicken eater or if you're an egg eater. They also are great at tilling up an area for gardening. They're great for fertilizer, for breaking up poop of livestock, dogs, all animals. This is Betty. We have Betty and Rita. We only have 2 chickens right now. We'll be getting more in the spring. This is Betty. She is a black, I'm gonna say it wrong. It's either Orsolot or Orsolorp. I don't know. Me and my mom argue about it all the time. She lays a brown egg. In the sun, it's not really sunny here. You can kind of see her feathers have a real iridescent color to them. She lays a brown egg, and we have another chicken I will show you in a minute who is a dark Americano, and she lays a green or a blue egg. So we live in Grand Prairie, Texas. We live in the city limits. In our city limits, we are allowed to have a certain amount of chickens depending on your square footage. You cannot have roosters. Roosters can be aggressive and they are very territorial, so it's just not safe to have in town with lots of other people and lots of other pets. So you also have to make sure in town that your coop is a certain amount of feet. It is 100 square feet in Grand Prairie from all other people's houses, residents, wherever you are. So, super easy. All you need to get started is something to feed them out of, water out of, a box or a good sized tub to put them in, bedding that needs to be changed regularly, and a light, a warming light. You also need starter chick food, which is awesome in killing stuff that they may not have gotten vaccinated from. So you need to start them on a starter feed, chick starter feed. If you go to your local feed store or Tractor Supply, more than likely they will have all this stuff together for you. But starter feed. Once they get to a certain age, you will switch them to hen scratch and hen laying scratch. We actually do not do hen scratch. We buy all of our own seed scratch to give them ourselves, just so that we know that there's not any byproducts in there. We buy our own sunflower seeds, oyster shell. They love oat seeds. We mix that all together, and that's their hen scratch. But we also let them free range all day, so they're eating bugs and all sorts of stuff all day long. So, like I said, go to your local feed store or Tractor Supply. You can also order them online. You can order them to be delivered to the post office either as eggs and you hatch them yourself, which is a little bit harder of a process because you need an incubator and stuff, or you can have them delivered as live chicks. Most places that do that do have a guarantee so that if anything happens to your chicks or they make it not living, then they will replace your chickens. So like I said, you just need those simple things to get started. You can start them inside in the garage. As long as they have that heat lamp, they're good to go. Once they get bigger, you need a simple coop for them to be safe in at night and during the day when you do not have them out. I will show you our coop in a minute. It is a simple little A-frame coop that we are able to move all over the yard. A lot of people like chicken tractors because you can move them around, you can let them peck an area, till up the garden, you can let them clear out an area, really whatever you want them to do. We have 5 dogs because we also breed English Bulldogs and American Bullies. And the chickens are great because they go behind them and they get all of their poop and they break it up. And it doesn't feel like we have a yard full of poop. So anyways, oh, there she goes. She let me hold her for a long time. So anyways, whatever city you live in, go check your city ordinance on livestock's permitted in town and see what their rules and regulations are. We only have 2 chickens. We will be getting more when it gets warmer. Well, we'll get them during the winter time, and we'll have them inside, warming up, staying warm, growing, all that good stuff. And then we will move them outside, and they will continue to live outside with our 2 older chickens. Another thing you need to know about chickens is they only live for about 5 to 6 years, and as they age, their laying declines. There are different types of chicken breeds. There are better chickens for eating, better chickens for laying. Some are good for both. I will do another video that explains our two breeds in more detail and where they come from, where they originate, and how they are on egg laying. Combine the two chickens, we get about 5 to 6 eggs a week. When the weather fluctuates or change, we still get 2 to 4 eggs. Our black chicken is a lot better layer and more frequent layer than our Americano. Our Americano is currently molting, and that means that she will not lay while she's molting. All of her feathers are changing over. You can hear them talking in the background. But she's not laying right now, but we are still getting eggs from the black Ocelot right now. But like I said, super easy to have in town, low maintenance, they're beneficial. Let's see, let's talk about pricing. So right now, a dozen eggs can range anywhere from $6 to $10 to where, depending on where you're buying them. If you go to the feed store and you buy the feeds you need in a 50-pound bag, if you buy the laying mash or laying crumble or the hen scratch, if you end up buying both and don't want to do your own feed where you put it all together, combined you're looking at maybe $30 for both 50-pound bags, and that's going to last you for a month to a month and a half, depending on how many chickens you have. If you have a lot of chickens, of course you're going to have to increase that, but if you have a small flock of 5 to 10, that is definitely going to last you. So think about it, you just spent $30, and if you're an egg eater, not even a chicken eater, an egg eater alone, and you buy up to 2 dozen eggs a week, 2 dozen cases of eggs a week, you've already paid yourself for all the eggs that you're going to get in the year. You're going to make a profit if you need to sell any of them. You don't have to worry about what chemicals are put in them, how they're processed, how the animals are kept. And then if you're a meat person, because we don't eat our chickens currently, when we get more acreage and get more chickens, we will definitely eat our chickens and process our own chickens. Right now we don't, but that is another possibility. If you have 10, 15 chickens in your yard and you are constantly overturning them, if you take one to process and you're replacing it, it's definitely profitable, especially if you process it yourself. Chickens, a whole chicken costs really anywhere between $10 and $15, I guess, if you get a good quality chicken, and you still don't know how that chicken was raised, what it was eating, how it was taken care of, if anybody named it, if anybody cared for it, or if it was just another number inside a cage. So definitely profitable, definitely easy. Even if you don't want to sell to make a profit off of anything, it makes sense for you in your pocketbook, and it makes another step towards taking care of your family yourself and not depending on what you may or may not find at the supermarket. So I'm going to take you around the yard. I'm going to show you the chickens. I'm going to explain anything else I might have forgotten, and we will go from there. Treats and played with them, had them around the dogs, all sorts of stuff so that they're friendly, they're easy to deal with. At night, they put themselves up. We hardly ever have to actually put them up. In the mornings, we just come out here and we open up their coop. So let's see. Oh, got an egg. So this is their roosting area. This is where they sleep at night. It's got cedar shavings in it right now. The cedar helps with smell, it helps with bugs, mites, all that, and it helps with warmth during the winter. Got pretty cold the other day, and so that helps with that. So this coop is almost 4 years old. It definitely needs to be replaced. We did not treat the wood or anything. It was built for us pretty quickly in about 2 or 3 hours. As you can see, we have a ramp that goes up into the roosting area for them. It's not a real big coop. It's not a real big coop because there's just 2 of them. We plan on... So now you have a little bit of a background of what it takes to raise your own chickens in your own yard. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for continuing to support me. Like I said, I will do another video on explaining the breeds, who's better for laying, who's better for eating, how many eggs you should expect, their life expectancy, all of that stuff. So once again, thank you for joining me. I hope this was informative. I will see y'all next time, and